You had no idea. So what I'm saying is that you're gonna tell me that you civilized me and I should believe that bullshit? Really? I'll put it to any one of them any day of the week. Get real.
Yeah.
Because I'm a realist. And I'm going to teach you where you come from. You come from in a cave. And that's where you belong. Because all your mentality is cave mentality. You always try to destroy nature. Black people don't try to destroy nature. You'll never see black people try to destroy nature. White man, the Chinaman, all of them try to destroy nature. When the Chinaman go fishing, he take a drag net and he drop it in the sea and he drag everything to kill everything. Whales, every fish that you can imagine, he take it and he trying to get everything out of the sea. The white man, he go try to cut down every tree in the forest. Black people don't do those things.
Caveman, because they had a documentary stating that they're the only ones with Neanderthal blood. We don't have that.
Look here. The only people on this planet that are full human is black people. And that's a fact. There's a European guy. He's studied these things. He says when he did the test on the Chinese, he did it on the whites, he did it on the blacks. The only people that he finds to be full human on this planet is black people. White people got human DNA, Neanderthal DNA, and canine DNA. That's why they always with a dog, my friend.
Man's best friend.
You see? And that's why I tell people I don't believe in God. Because it's these same people, if you look at the word dog, turn it around and what do you get? It's dog. The creator, how are you going to create the creator? God? No, the creator, what name you going to put on it? The creator is in you, is in me, is in him, is in everything. The great spirit encompasses everything because everything is alive and moves. You are part of the all and the all is a part of you. That's why you are spirit and they are not. They cannot connect to spirituality because they don't have no spirit. You are spirit having a human experience. The Creator put you here for a purpose. And your purpose in the flesh is to master the flesh. Once you master the flesh, you don't need to be here no more. They can't vibrate on the same level that you do. They don't how are they going to do that? That's why I said you are full human. They are not. They don't have the connection to the Creator that you have. That's why when you go and you look into the history and you go down, when they went to Kemet, they couldn't understand the spirituality of the African people. So that's why they make up this thing called Christianity, to take away your spirituality. And you're not realizing that. Because that's the only way they can control you. If they don't take away your spirituality, how are they going to control you? But they remove you from your spiritual self, and now you're dependent on one person and this invisible God. You see, we're not connecting the dots. You're depending on an invisible God and this person named Jesus and supposedly all these angels, okay, because they have to separate you from yourself in order for them to trick you. So when they give you a thing called Christianity, you give up your spirituality.
Well, I'm a Christian.
Right?
I believe in Jesus. I think that, I don't know, I feel like they have misrepresented Christianity, but they haven't represented it the right way. And I think that kind of gives it a bad name because they represent it the wrong way. I don't think that misrepresents the Bible and Jesus, but that's just, they've misused it and they haven't represented it the right way.
Do you know that the Pope actually come out and tell you that there's never been a man named Jesus Christ that walked the earth? Okay, do you know that the Pope also come out and said there's never been a place called hell? Okay. My brother, let me say this to you. You have to ask yourself, because Christianity was beaten to African people. It was actually beaten to your ancestors. One of the slave ships that the Queen of England sent to Africa to bring slave to the Western world, his name was Jesus. Also there was a ship called John the Baptist. There was churches on top of the slave castles in Ghana, if you go there right now, and still there. What I'm saying to you is African people are spiritual people. It's a big difference from spirituality. All right, here's a situation. Me and a brother was having a discussion because I grew up in church. I used to be a Christian, okay? In the Bible, this brother came to me last night and we were talking because he started to find out a lot of stuff that he always have question in his mind about. And last night we were talking, and in the Bible it says when Adam and Eve had two sons, Cain and Abel, and he said those were the only people existing on the earth. Okay? Cain killed his brother Abel. The Bible says that after that he went to the east of the garden and he found a wife for himself. He also said in Genesis chapter 4 that he should not enter into the land of Nod for fear that they would kill him. Who are they? And then he also says that he should go to the city of refuge. So who built that city, and if there wasn't people committing murder, where that city of refuge come from? You see what I'm saying is, so I've read the Bible, my brother, and I'm not trying to, but what I wanted to do is to look at these things and think. Because there's a lot of question mark there. And when you start to ask the people who are in these religious setting about these question mark, they'll stand there and look at you because they know that you've come into light. In creation, in that creation story, he says before these things start to take place, he said the earth was all blackness. What do you think that means? You see, you're thinking blackness is just the earth is covered with blackness. No, there was only black people. Before the so-called creation of the white man, there was only black people. Think about this, my brother. White people, they can't take the sun because they are not a natural creation from the Creator. The people on the Sentinelese Island, and I did say this is from the same people who come up with a lot of things, okay? These people in the Sentinelese Island, which is our African, black people, they've been there for over 65,000 years. Now, if creation started 6,000 years ago, where did these people come from? How did they get there? They want to tell you that this planet is 6,000 years old. That's a lie. The same scientists, my brothers, they go and tell you that we found these rocks are these things that has been here for millions of years, literally. You see, people, my brother, want you to separate yourself from the Creator. We, as black people, has always been on this planet. Black people has always been here. It's been proven that we have always been here. Everybody else is a carbon copy of black people. This is what I'm saying. So you have to dissect these things. You have to really sit down and see the logic in them to see if they make, because the Bible came out of what we call Egypt is Kemet. It was took from the hieroglyphics. Everything that is in the Bible, they take it and twist it. Okay, the 10 Commandments came from what we call Mahat. That's where they bring that from. These things existed way before a man ever named Moses ever come on the hill, because there never been a man named Moses. The thing is, when you sit down and you dissect a lot of things and you listen to them carefully, even when you read about it carefully, a lot of the Bible is speaking about you and your people in Africa.
What I have to do is just research.
That's what I'm saying. Research, my brother. I'm telling you, go look into Kemet and how this Bible and how it came about. This is what I'm saying is because the Bible is not as whole a book as people think it is. This is what I'm saying is, and when you do the trace, the man that give most of us the Bible that we got today come from the King James version of the Bible. Okay, Shakespeare was one of the writers of the King James version of the Bible. It's in the book of Psalms. Okay, without a doubt. What you have to do is to see these things and see the level of trickery that these people come with to keep black people in their place, my brother. Because everybody is against the black man. Even the Bible, they tell you, they have hated my people without a cause. And my people has been hated by people of all the nations. There's no nation of people on earth that don't hate black people, because they know that black people are the true people. They know that everything comes from blackness. This whole universe is created from blackness, my brother. The whole universe is created by blackness. The earth, dig in the earth, cover up a seed, what do you have? Blackness. Everything comes out of blackness. You notice that Chinaman, he can't have nobody else. Everything he have look like him. The white man, everything that he have look like him. He cannot produce you, but you can produce him. No matter what he work out, he can never produce a black man. Nobody else can produce black people. We can. When you look at the creativity of black people, my brother, that should tell you something in itself. Your hair on your head. You're the only person on this planet that have natural hair. You're the only person. Everybody else have animal hair. Look at it and look how it lay down. Most white people here, they hair lay down like a horse's mane. This is a natural antenna that you have, my brother. It curls. You know why it curls? It says it's an antenna. It's a conductor. It's your connection to your creator. That's why they don't like you here. That's why they don't want you to grow your hair, my brother. Because they're trying to separate you from who you are. You have a direct connection to the creator. Blackness is not a color. It's a frequency. It's a God frequency. They know that you are God, my brother. What they call God. They know that's who you are. See, that's why even when this person, when they say name Jesus, what he tell his disciples? The kingdom is within you. He's telling you God is within you. So you're looking for a place up in the sky that you're going to go to. No, God is within you. They're telling you about this devil. Who is devil? You ever seen one? No, you can be a devil and you can be a God. Because you decide. You are the one who determine if I do wrong or I do right. You are the duality that decides. Not a person standing on your right shoulder or your left shoulder. That is all a bunch of bullshit. Excuse my French. But what I'm saying to you is, we have to come into ourselves. And these people, as long as they can keep you into this place where you depended on one person for your salvation, my brother, and they tell you that you commit this sin, you were born in sin and shaped in iniquity. Okay? But how come when a man have a baby with a woman that he's not married to, they committed a sin? That baby was born in sin. So how come when you're married to a woman, your baby is still born in sin? You ever really think of any logic in that, right? It doesn't make any sense. Then the Bible says, slave must be obedient to their master, even if they're treating you harshly. So you telling me that this God that you telling me about, he created this man who called himself master, and he tell me that he created me a slave, and I should be obedient to this man that he put in charge of me, even if he's treating me harshly, even if he's hanging me, raping my mother and my sister and my daughter. I should be obedient to him, and this God is the one helping him, and I should look to the same God for salvation. Doesn't make any sense, my brother. Because we're not thinking, we're not reasoning. It doesn't make sense. You see what I'm saying? They don't want you to know who you are. That's what they're doing. If the moment you know who you are, you'll stop believing the lie. And they know that. You carry your money, you give it to the church, and the church never give you anything, but give you faith in Jesus, and to tell you that is your salvation. And to tell you must have faith and believe. Trust and obey. That's what they say. But the church is to keep you in fear. They said, fear God. Why would you want to fear the person who created you? That doesn't make any sense. But the fact is that because they can get you in that state of mind now, so you look into this one man to come and rescue you from them, and the man look just like them, that is going remember, he's the one that put you under the slavery, help them to put you under slavery. Because in the Bible it says every soul should be in subjection to the superior authority, because there is no authority except by God, in the book of Romans. And he says that, you know, you should be, as long as they don't violate God's law. Really? So you telling me that these white supremacy, I must be in subjection to them because God said so? Why would God tell me that? And the same Bible tell me that God is love.
But don't you think that they kind of take that and just twist it to favor their own agenda?
No, they take that to control you, my brother. Because like I said, when you know who you are and realize that you are part of the whole, that's why the Bible says Almighty. You know what it says? But if you don't read things and get it in its context, it says that all are mighty. You are a part, because you don't know how powerful you are. My brother, if you know your power, you can stand here and make any chair or table in this room move, because you have that ability, but you don't know, because you are limitless, but you don't know that because the system doesn't teach you that. But if you go back to your African way of life, it is going to give you that what you need to look into yourself and know yourself. That's why it says if you go to Egypt or Kemet, first thing you will see on those pyramids, know thyself. Because when you know yourself, you're going to know how powerful you are. That you people who is spooky to make things move around. The mind, the spirit, my brother. It's got, how do you think they didn't have no crane when they make those pyramids, and they can't figure out how they put those huge stones together. How do you think they get them there? They didn't have no crane. My brother, they make those stones move without touching them. And everything fall into place. Believe it or not. That's how powerful the ancestors that you come from are. Because they knew themselves. And these people went to Kemet or to Egypt, and they took that knowledge for themselves. And that's why they have to keep the black man separated from each other and separated from himself. That's why their medicine doesn't treat the most important thing. Their medicine only deal with the physical side. African medicine is holistic. Physical, spiritually, and emotionally. That's the only way you can cure yourself from anything. You see what I'm saying? You have a headache, they make a pill for your head. But the problem is, my brother, is nothing wrong with your head. Any sickness that comes into you is in the stomach. This computer just tell you that something is wrong. So you need to trace back, maybe something you eat, something is affecting the stomach, and that's all it's telling you. But they're giving you something for your head. See? We have to start to realize the spiritual side. That's why you must deal with spirit. Spirituality is very important. Not Christianity. Christianity doesn't give you spirituality. It's trying to separate you. Because you are a spirit. How do you exist in this body? You exist in this body, and you speak to me, you see me, you hear me. But is it the body that is doing that? No. It is the spirit inside of the body that is moving and speaking and directing, my brother. You can come out of your body anytime. At night when you go to sleep, the spirit does not go to sleep. The spirit travels. The spirit, how do you think you have visions and dreams? Sometimes you find yourself in places, different places. How do you think you get there? Your spirit goes there. You can be here and you can find yourself in Paris, France, and you have a dream about the Eiffel Tower and you walking around it. Why? Because it's the spirit that is doing that. It leaves the body and travel. The body is rejuvenating for tomorrow morning. It's like a battery that you plug to recharge the phone, anything. You see what I'm saying? But your spirit never sleeps. It doesn't need food. It doesn't need water. You see what I'm saying? That's the thing that we need to know about ourselves. I said, you don't, these dreams, visions or whatever. You have visions, my brother, but you suppress them because the system, the Christianity teach you to suppress visions. If you were able to not suppress your visions and these great dreams that come to you, my brother, you could know the future tomorrow or today. But they tell, only God knows the future. No, that is not true. Why wouldn't your Creator want you to know? Why would He separate you from that? You see what I'm saying? But they have to do that in order to control you.
Because I'm not a Chase, I'm not a Bank of America.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why I encourage you, my brother, study, research. Because when you start to research and question things, then believe me, a whole new world is going to open up to you. A whole new world. And that's what our people hasn't done, because they dumb us down so much. And when I used to go to church, man, like I never want to be in church. I never like it because it doesn't, something about it doesn't really do it for me. And even to the time when I start to dedicate myself to the church for a while, just something always pushing me away from it. And I tell you, when I come into myself, and I just allow myself to open up to the ancestors and the knowledge, because this ancestor worship and all these different things, don't get into that, it's those African voodoo thing. No, my brother, your ancestors is alive and well. They get me and you to go and bow down to all the... what do you see these people do with their ancestors? They take them and they place them all over the place, and then they tell you, you shouldn't have no statues, this is a graven image before God, and yet you look.
But you go to the Vatican,
You
he's
see?
praying to the Black Madonna and Child, bending down in the basement of the Vatican.
You look at the church. Every church, my friend, have what they call a obelisk on top of it, or a man's penis. Just look, but people don't see. People not questioning why does a penis is on top of the church with an erection with a cross on top of it.
See the pine cones with
This is what I'm
pineal
saying.
glands.
You see the pine cones? And you don't ask yourself, what is this doing on my church? This is what I'm saying is, what is the cross? This is what I'm saying is, and all they do, they take this, my brother, okay, and they cut this part off there and make it into a cross.
Take the womb out of it.
This is what I'm saying is, because they don't want you to know what these things are all about, and they tell you, oh, Jesus died on the cross. Come on, no, my brother, that ain't the truth. I'm telling you. I'm just what I'm saying. I'm giving you stuff for you to really think about, for you to question, and for you to go research. I'm not telling you to take my word, because I don't want you to do that. I want you to find out for yourself, because I want every black person, young and old, male and female, I want them to go and research these things and find out for themselves. Don't be afraid to ask the question. Don't be afraid to research, because it's going to open up a new world to you. And you're going to think like, wow, I wish I knew these things.
Not only that, if you have a
This is what I'm saying is. And don't be a surface. Don't just look on the surface. Allow it to take you to the places that you need to be. And just ask. I know people are afraid and people tell them not to do that, but ask your ancestors, my brother, because your ancestors are you. They are who make you who you are. But ask them to guide you in the way, and you will see how different things become for you. When you pray to the Creator, ask Him to send the Great Spirit to you, to open up your mind. This is what I'm saying is, and then you will see a different world. Don't be afraid of anything, because you're not. Marcus Garvey, famous word, he says, any man live in fear is a dishonor to his Creator. So you should not live in fear. You should not teach your children fear. You need to show them not to fear, because fear is not a good thing, in no way, shape, or form. It's not. That's what I'm saying. The people who tell you if somebody hit you on one cheek, turn the other cheek, ask them if they ever turn the other cheek. They go and drop bombs and kill millions of people, my brother. You see, so these are things, what I'm saying, that we just got to look into. At least look into it, and that's my thing. Thank you.
What's your name, brother?
Keston.
Make sure to check out the boldest blog at lancescurv.com and follow Scurv on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube under Lance Scurv.